Hey everyone, I wanted to do day four of this mentorship series I'm doing around my partnership with OlyLife out of Malaysia, with building a global presence and helping people have access to these incredible terahertz and PEMF devices for their health and well-being, and also to educate people on the value of taking care of themselves and not waiting on the medical system or pharma to, as it were, put a band-aid on them, or people putting harmful, toxic, intrusive stuff in their system that harms them more than heals them. So today, the topic I want to talk about is mentorship. It's one of my favorite topics. I've been speaking on it since the 80s, and I just love mentorship because from my personal experience, I've come to learn the best way to succeed in anything is to find the best person qualified to lead me and to force myself under their wing, as it were, like a mother hen, and do 100% what they tell me to do. You see, mentorship is so powerful, yet it's so delicate. And a lot of people misunderstand mentorship. Now, I'm not talking about coaching. Coaching is something different. I'm more a believer in mentorship over coaching, and let me explain why. A mentor is someone who's actually doing day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, what they're teaching. They're in 100% integrity in their own life because they're doing what they're teaching. For example, when I'm working with someone or I'm helping someone generate cash flow or income, if I recommend they talk to 20 people that day, I already have done that and more. So I will never ask someone to do something I'm not doing. If I want them to get to a certain income, I will show that to them because I've done it, because I can't teach what I haven't done. Does that make sense? And so I'm not a coach. I have friends who are coaches, and I know a lot of coaches out there who are struggling. They can't even put food on the table or pay their bills. So, how can someone coaching who is not even applying that stuff in their own life teach me anything in anywhere or help me? It's like me going to get advice from someone who is single and is not successful with relationships, or someone who is unhealthy and overweight and not taking care of themselves and putting garbage in their body. How can they teach me anything about health and wellness? Or someone who is not coachable, teachable, and doing their own thing and stubborn, and they let their pride and ego run their life. How can they teach me anything about being humble and being workable and teachable? So I'm not a big fan of coaching. And again, this is not to slam any coaches out there because I'm sure as a coach, you do the best with what you do. I'm a big fan of mentorship because I want someone to show me step by step what they did to get where they are so I can have some of that. It's like someone who's going to teach me how to overhaul an engine for a vehicle. I rather deal with a mentor who has actually worked on hundreds and thousands of vehicles and stand right near them and they say, Anil, take the screwdriver, take the spanner, take the wrench, whatever, and turn this, tighten that, remove that, replace that, and do exactly what I show you, or else you're going to harm this engine or you're going to harm this vehicle. See, that's what I'm talking about. Someone who's going to show me step by step, day by day, what I got to do. So I'm a big fan of mentorship. And when I look across the board at celebrities and professional athletes and anyone in a successful realm, they all had mentors and coaches as well, because coaches have their uses. I just don't follow coaches because the coaches I know are broke and they can't pay their bills. So they may have great things to say, but when it comes to their own life is in disarray and chaos because most of them don't even apply their coaching in their own life. So why am I listening to them? I listen to mentors. Even yesterday, I picked up the phone and contacted someone in Arizona I have a lot of respect for. In his last two companies, he was a seven-figure income earner, two seven-figure incomes. And the current company he's a high six-figure income earner. And he's the number one guy in the company. So I was very fortunate to find him on social media. I reached out to him. He sent me his phone number. I called him. We had a couple calls yesterday, and I asked him to mentor me because what he's doing, I want to learn how he's doing it so I can apply it in my own business. Does that make sense? So I'm always looking for mentorship. So today's topic is around mentorship, okay, and the value of mentorship. Now, how do you know you need mentorship? How does a person need to know they need mentorship? What's the science? Well, is what you're doing and up to flourishing? Is it taking long to build? Are people not taking you seriously anymore? Do you find yourself lying and making up stories and telling people that you work with things that are not true? Are you fooling yourself into thinking everything is okay when everything around you is not okay? See, those are the signs you need mentorship, especially people who are directing themselves. I have never seen a A-list actor, professional athlete, like say Michael Phelps, who's won numerous Olympic golds, mentor themselves or coach themselves. Never seen it. They always surround themselves, as Think and Grow Rich talks about, with the best of the best, their mastermind. And I promise you, when you really study Napoleon Hill and the advice he took from Andrew Carnegie, because remember, he was struggling. None of his businesses had worked. He was in financial woes. And then Andrew Carnegie told him in the middle of the depression in the 1930s, the Industrial Depression, to interview 500 people and bring this book together called Think and Grow Rich. You think Andrew Carnegie had to get over himself in some ways? You think he had to work through some of his thoughts and his ways of being in order to apply that mentorship and that coaching? Yes. And so sometimes we need to do an honest, real hard look at ourselves, really honest look at ourselves and ask ourselves, is how am I being getting the job done? Is who am I being getting the job done? Am I mentoring myself? Am I coaching myself? Am I directing myself? Do I believe I have all the answers? Well, look around you. Is your business flourishing? Is money flowing? Are people taking you seriously? Are you taking care of the people around you? Or are you using and abusing the people close to you in your life and they're paying your bills or they're taking care of you or they're driving you around or whatever because they love you and support you? Is that okay with you? Taking advantage of people like that when you could be doing things differently to generate different results. And that's the power of mentorship. Mentorship is not just listening to someone and doing what they tell you. That's not mentorship. That's being a robot. Mentorship is truly taking the time to understand why you need mentorship. Like myself, I have done very good in a bunch of companies. I consider myself above average in the industry with what I do, yet I don't live in that story. I don't read my own press. I don't believe what I tell myself about myself. I'm always looking to better myself and improve myself. And I'm always picking up the phone and having conversations. And by the way, some of these conversations are not easy. They're not easy. Even the person I spoke to yesterday, he said, Anil, look I'm busy. And I'm working with people in my team and I'm helping them generate a lot of money, some of them millions already. I don't have time to waste. So are you serious about mentorship? Are you one of those people who are serious and you will do whatever I got to share with you? Or are you going to waste my time? So you got to promise me if I'm going to help you and mentor you, you got to do 100% what I teach you. If not, lose my number. And it's not personal. I only have 24 hours in a day. I have to be very careful who I give my time to because I have a wife, I have children, I have pets, I have my own well-being to take care of, I have my business to take care of. I don't have time to waste, buddy, and it's nothing personal. And I totally got that conversation. So look at yourself. Are you being stubborn, egotistical, closed off? You think you have all the answers, you think you got it figured out. You're running the show, you're in control. And when you look around you, everything is not in alignment and working well. Take an honest look at that because that's not applying mentorship. That's being hard-headed and stubborn and prideful and egotistical. And here's another thing people who are like that do, they lie. Well, how, you ask them, how are things? Oh, everything's fine. How's business? Oh, it's great. It's coming along. Everybody's for what I'm doing. Really? And how's your revenue? Like, how long have you been doing what you're doing and how's your revenue? Well, it's still building. Yeah, but you've been talking about this for years. What do you mean still building? I don't get it. And some of those people get offended when you ask them those questions. They don't like when you challenge them because they rather be right than happy. They rather be right than financially stable. They rather be right than rich. And I leave those people alone. They're not ready for mentorship, no coaching. They need to go through some more pain and loss and possibly crash and burn to smarten up. And those people I leave alone till they're ready to have a conversation. Hopefully, you're not that person. Hopefully, you're really listening to what I got to share with you about mentorship. And here's another thing about mentorship. If you've been part of something that didn't work over there, why do you believe coming over here with your new gig, you have to stay the same? I see people all the time on social media bitching and complaining about what didn't work over there with that last gig. Yet when I look in on them in their current gig, they're being the same. Well, how can you expect this to work if the same person you were over there, you're the same person over here? There's a saying, wherever we go, there we are. And how we do anything is how we do everything. So if you don't work on yourself to remove and tear out and replace and transform or change or reprogram some of the old ways of being, and you bring that to the table now in your current relationships, whether it be personal or business, they're all destined to fail because success leaves clues. So if you stayed how you were over there, over here, then you're SOL. Basically, you're shit out of luck because you're going to repeat the same bad ways and habits over here. So you really need mentorship more than you think. The question is, are you open-minded? Are you humble enough? Are you teachable? Are you coachable? Are you ready to have that conversation? That's the question. So, what about mentorship? Do you want people to take you seriously? Do you want your business members to really, really trust you and work with you? Or do you want people looking at you sideways? In history, there have been people who have started great enterprises and they started off good, well-intentional, but they got greedy and they stopped applying mentorship and coaching along the way. And eventually, that whole system collapsed. And some of them are in prison right now, serving time. Some have died. Some have been, ostracized by their families and friends that don't no longer talk to them. And so mentorship is very critical, especially around you speaking the truth and being integral in your actions and how you operate. Now, let me share an example with that. I'm sure you've heard of Aesop's fables. Growing up, I used to love Aesop's fables. I used to read a lot. I still read a lot. I read biographies now, and I just love reading because I'm all about improving myself and getting the right mentorship from the right sources that are credible. Well, there is a there's an Aesop fable I love, and I've lived by this for many years. And sometimes when I slip up, I remind myself about this fable. It's a boy who cried wolf. Now, why am I bringing this up today around mentorship? Well, when we look at the boy who cried wolf scenario, he had a task to perform. He had to look after the sheep for the village. But he got bored, he got complacent. He started believing in his own press. He started making up stuff that was not true and creating stuff in his life that made no sense and was not advancing him. And so he said, let me play a game and let me pretend there's a wolf so I can have the villagers come running to rescue me. And he did that a few times. And the villagers eventually went away. And when the wolf actually showed up and he cried wolf, they didn't take him seriously. They didn't believe him anymore because he was actually lying. He actually showed his true colors to them. He wasn't a humble shepherd boy. He was a liar. He made up things that were not true. And so the fable says that the sheep paid the price, and possibly the shepherd boy, maybe the wolf killed him, who knows? But the villagers didn't come to his rescue. Now, why am I sharing this story with you? Well, eventually, when you believe your own press and you don't treat people right and you tell lies and people ask you how you are and you say you're fine and they know you're not fine, or they ask you how's business and you say business is great, and they look in and they see you can't pay your bills, your business is not generating cash flow, you can't even pay your staff or help your team members generate cash flow or whatever the scenario, people stop listening to you. They stop trusting you. They stop believing anything you say. Your words have no power. Basically, you don't have a pot to piss in. Now, in your world, you believe otherwise. You think everything is great. The sun is shining. Everything is great. The birds are singing. The flowers are blooming. Not when other people look in. In your world, it looks like that. To others, they're running. They're like those villagers. They're like, yeah, whatever, whatever. You can't lie to me. I'm not stupid. You can't disrespect me by thinking I'm ignorant. I know the truth. So I refuse to spend time with you. I refuse to invest in what you're doing. I refuse to put you in front of my valuable contacts. I refuse to follow you because when I look in, I don't see any of what you're saying going on. And that's the power of mentorship. That is the power of mentorship. The power of mentorship is us looking at ourselves and being 100% brutally honest and realizing, oh my God, I'm out of control. I'm being narcissistic. I'm being a liar. I'm being untruthful. I'm living a double life. People are not stupid, yet I treat them like they're stupid by lying to them and disrespecting them. I'm hurting the people around me with my decisions and my choices. This nonsense has to stop. This nonsense has to stop. If not, I'm going down a one-way dead-end street over a cliff. And I see the cliff, except I still keep going in that direction, which to me is very asinine and dumb and foolish. And I don't want to think of anybody as asinine, dumb, and foolish, but look how the world's trending right now. People are doing insane, crazy things that make no sense. Yet in their heart, in their mind, in their reality, it makes sense. I don't get it. Here's what I know. In my experience, being alive for the length of time I've been alive and doing the things I've done and hanging around the people I've hung around, I only know that there are certain things that work and there are certain things that do not work. So I focus on the things that work. And the things that do not work, I remove them out of my life. It's simple. I only stick to what works most of the time. And what doesn't work, I eliminate from my conversation and my mind. And I needed mentorship. I needed strong mentors to give me those kicks and hugs. So one of the signs that you're not following mentorship is you avoid. So let's talk about that in conclusion. You avoid. So people who say they're getting mentorship, I know if they're not following mentorship because they avoid. Here's how people avoid. They don't return your phone calls. They don't return your text messages. And again, they insult people's intelligence. I know on WhatsApp if you've read my message or seen my message by the check marks. So when someone reads my message or sees my message and they don't respond to me, they're not being teachable and coachable. They're hiding out. Because here's what I do know. And again, it's about insulting people's intelligence. People tell me, well, Anil, I was busy. That's why I couldn't get back to you. Oh, yeah, you were busy for the last few days and a week. So let me ask you a question. While you're busy, did you talk to other people in your life? Did you text other people? Did you call other people? Did you message other people? Yes or no? And by the way, I don't need an answer for that. I know the answer. The answer is yes. So what you're telling me is I am not important to you. Other people are. and I'm mentoring you and helping you build your business and generate cash flow, and you're not responding to my messages and ghosting me. You're telling me you're not teachable and coachable. So why should I continue giving you my time and energy? Why should I continue being in your corner? Why should I keep investing in your opportunity? Why should I keep following you and listening to you? I have no reason to. Because here I am giving you value to better yourself and better your life and better your finances, and you are ignoring me. You are telling me you don't care about mentorship. You don't want it. And so that is how I treat other people. That is how I treat people. If you meet me halfway, I will meet you halfway. You show me that you want success in your life or better health or better relationships more than you want oxygen, which is necessary for existence, I'm in your corner. You respect me by responding to my messages and not ghosting me, I will respect you. I will support you and work with you. You do anything else, you've lost me as a mentor. And the reason I can say that is I have done that in the past when I was reckless and doing stupid stuff like a bull in the china shop where my life was totally out of control. I did that to some of my mentors and they cut me off, and rightfully so, because I didn't deserve them. I didn't deserve them as a mentor. Why should they keep investing their time and energy in me and their money in me when I'm not taking seriously having them in my life as my mentor? You think you can ghost Elon Musk and him not remove you from his cell phone? You think you can ghost anyone out there that's significant, like Grant Cardone or anyone from Dragon's Den or Shark Tank or anyone you look up to as a mentor? You think you can not return their messages or their text or calls and they chase you? No, that's not going to happen because those people have a high self-worth. They value themselves as mentors or coaches. They don't have time for crap, and they don't have time for crappy behavior from people either. And that is why most people on the planet struggle. Most people on the planet struggle because their pride and ego and their lack of integrity and their dishonesty and their games and the stories themselves tells themselves and the excuses is out of control. It's out of control. Yet when you talk to them, life is hard. Woe is me. Nobody takes me seriously. I can't find anything to do. Nobody will hire me. I can't make money. No one will follow me. Business is hard. All you hear is their list of complaints. But when you look in, their life is a mess. Their life is out of control. So as you watch this video around mentorship, please understand the seriousness of mentorship. And you don't have to have me as a mentor. Go find one or two or three. However, if you choose me as a mentor, I come with rules because those are the same rules I have in my life to generate what I have to generate. I don't have time for foolishness and nonsense and BS. I really don't, because it has no place with success. Nonsense, BS, lies, lack of integrity, whatever, cheating, making up stories and excuses have no place with success. It doesn't belong. So why am I polluting what I'm doing? Why am I bringing crap into what I'm doing? Why am I being this way with what I'm doing if it doesn't make sense? Does Does that make sense to you, what I'm saying today? So today's lesson is around mentorship. So you want to be in OlyLife, you want to work with me, I'm going to give you mentorship. I'll be there in your corner 100% of the way, but you got to do your part. You got to participate in your own rescue. You can't come to me and say, Anil, I want more money, I want better health, I want a better life, I want great relationships, and you're not taking the steps and applying the mentorship for that to happen. Because I am. I have mentors. I have people that hold me accountable. I have people that have me responsible for my word and my actions. I expect the same of you. If not, don't reach out to me. Don't get a hold of me. I'm not the person for you because my brand is Goya. Goya stands for get off your ass. So as I'm getting off my ass in my life, in my world to get done what I got to get done, I expect the same of the people I work with. How can you possibly generate and attract and create what you want any other way? How? Show me. Show me. Show me your solution. I'm open because I'm always looking for mentors. I'm always looking for people who are generating and leading by example and creating and doing what they're talking about day by day. I'm always looking. So you show me how, by being how you are and staying the way you are, to generate what you're generating is working. I'm open. I'm open because I'm always looking for mentors, people that I can talk to that can help me save on my time, save on my effort, generate what I want with velocity, and get it done in less time than it would take everyone else. Why do I want to take 5, 10 years to get something done when I can get it done in 1 or 2? Life is precious. Time is precious. We don't have a lot of it. So we need to make great use of it. And that is how mentorship works. So this is Anil Ramtreater, just sharing with all of you my take on mentorship. You don't have to listen to what I have to say, take it or leave it. However, if there's anything I shared today that resonated with you, get a hold of me. Get a hold of me. Let's talk about how me being a mentor to you can assist you, and let's explore what that looks like. And hopefully you're ready to have that conversation. Hopefully you're having honest, brutal conversations with yourself, and enough is enough, and you will not live another day being inauthentic, out of integrity, dishonest, lying, making up stories, living in excuses, playing small, and believing everything in your world is great when there's a shitstorm going on and a hurricane going on, and you look and you when you look out, you see no clouds, sunshine, birds are singing, flowers are blooming, but everybody else around you looking in going, is this person delusional? Are they out of their mind? Don't they understand their life is a mess? Yet they're walking around as though it's not. Hopefully, you're not that person because that's a very toxic, harmful, and deadly place to live. Because it's just a matter of time for that glass house to come crashing down. And then what then? Most people do not recover from stuff like that. Most people don't recover. And if they do, it takes them years. Takes them years to recover from that. So let's talk. Reach out to me. I'm here to support you. So again, this is Anil Ramtreater, leader with OlyLife, building a global platform, helping people with whatever they want, giving them the mentorship they need, having a heart-to-heart conversation with you today around the power and the value of mentorship and how it works and what truly is genuine, solid, strong, powerful mentorship. Take care. We'll talk soon. And I'm looking forward to you connecting to me in the days ahead. Ciao.